Just finished watching the PBD podcast with Paulina Luna. I'm a Pinellas County resident. She's my representative. Now, they went on a whole podcast talking about, they're talking about aliens. They're talking about JFK, RFK. Talked about a lot of things, but when it came to Charlie Kirk, I noticed something really peculiar. When it came to Charlie Kirk, the straw man that was used, in other words, the only criticism of the argument that was used was that, oh, I've seen online they're talking about Erica Kirk. Funny, because then I flipped over to Steven Crowder, who I respect greatly, done some great work, agree with like 99.9% of what the man says. So I flip over, I'm like, surely this man will have something to say. Now, give you a little context. I don't forget things. I have a really long memory. I'm probably autistic, most likely retarded, but I don't forget shit. And I pretty clearly remember Patrick Bet David going on the Tucker Carlson show, and yes, I'm eating pizza crust with salt on it. Judge me all you want. So PBD goes to Tucker Carlson's house. Goes to his house to talk about what other than the Daily Wire. I think you see where this is going. So Tucker asked him some questions. And again, I do not have the memory of a goldfish. I remember this shit. He goes, and I'm furious because I just watched all this happen tonight. That was live tonight. The Paulina thing. So he goes, the question is about Candace and the Daily Wire. And he goes, Israel is always going to... Now, you got to understand the context about this, right? Tucker was fired from Fox, #1 show. Candace kicked off the Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro. Patrick Bet David says something that just blows my mind. He goes, yeah, obviously, Israel's got the money and that influence is there. Remember that context, because today, Paulina Luna, my representative, goes on Patrick Bet David, pre-recorded, premiere, by the way, not live. They talk about conspiracy theories, aliens, JFK assassinations, magic bullets, never once mention a magic neck. What was the straw man that was used to discredit anyone who questions the official narrative about Charlie Kirk? What was the straw man? Why would you attack Erica Kirk? So then I turn on Steven Crowder. Surely there'll be some beacon of truth over here. Now, keep in mind, I've already seen the Google search analytics, which have been scrubbed. Hey, wouldn't it be funny if somebody was searching for the Boston bomber before it happened? The words Boston bomber, those are pretty ubiquitous with a very specific thing. I worked at a hotel. I was managing a hotel, and I had to call in because some asshole didn't show up. So I'm working overnight, and I see the Sarnaev brothers, and the dude's running naked through the streets. That got completely scrubbed. So much gets completely scrubbed. Those search terms are completely scrubbed. So I'm watching Paulina Luna. They say, oh, you're attacking Erica Kirk. Then I turn on Crowder reviewing a video about Candace. Now, I can also mention that during the PBD interview that aired tonight with my representative, they didn't mention the word Candace or Tucker Carlson. Interesting. Seeing as how Candace worked at Turning Point USA with Charlie Kirk, they bragged about her accosting Kamala Harris while she worked for Turning Point USA. Now, am I crazy? Am I crazy? You wouldn't even bring that up. Steven Crowder goes on to say, oh, Candace has lost her mind, and calls her a C word with you next Tuesday behind it. Let me get this straight. Steven Crowder and Patrick Bet David both completely forgot. Both completely just have a lapse in memory. But me, some retarded guy, not a political pundit, just some dude, I can remember that. I can remember that. I'll show you why here if I can find my way through the darkness. I'll show you why I remember. Because when the Google search terms for the doctors and the hospital, which by the way was the farther away trauma center, here's why I remember. You know why I remember? That's fucking why. That's why I remember. Charlie Kirk would not allow anyone to straw man an argument because he was good at debate and he followed the rules. So to say that when Candace Owens posited the possibility that maybe the reason they renamed a street name in Israel was because they killed him is not because he thought that Candace Owens said that Erica went to Israel and is now in charge of naming the street names. No, she was trying to make a point. The information's there. Okay? The internet is... Look, I'm losing a lot of respect for a lot of people quick. There's one guy in Congress that Donald Trump doesn't like. And look, the guy's name is Thomas Massey. He's the only guy without an AIPAC guy. I am starting to really question things. Why would you straw man an argument and say that anyone who thinks that the official narrative about Charlie Kirk is incorrect means that Erica was in on it? Nobody said that. It is a logical fallacy. I'm more disappointed than angry, but it's making me question myself now because I've trusted these people for so long. When you have the data, it doesn't matter whose feelings, doesn't matter. The data's there. Somebody was searching from Israel and DC the name of Tyler Robinson, the Mauser that he used, the Low-C Center. Have you ever heard of the Low-C Center? Now, I'm not more plugged in. This man's got a whole research team. And PBD, he ain't dumb. Remember, PBD was on Tucker's show talking about Candace Owens' cancellation from the Daily Wire. But tonight, when my rep, Anna Paulina Luna, went on Patrick Bet David, talked about conspiracy theories, when it came to Charlie Kirk, she goes, pretty much cut and dry. They get his fingerprints. Really? No magic bullets? No magic necks? Just like Lee Harvey Oswald? So, no grassy knoll. Nah, don't question anything until the Zapruder film came out. Don't question anything. Just some simple pissed off guy with a single shot magic bullet. None of that. No, it was the Texas School Book Depository. You better believe it, otherwise you're an anti-Semite. No, even better. How about this one? You straw man the man's wife? Nobody said, I don't remember her saying Erica Trump, and I don't remember anyone saying Erica Trump did it. We're saying someone might have had something to do with it. I'm not saying a state. I'm not saying a religion. I'm not saying a group of people, even though they claim both. I'm not even saying a government. I'm saying there are actors whose IP addresses, they were obviously too stupid to not use a VPN. But even if they did, doesn't change the fact somebody either is psychic, had a crystal ball, or I guess just a hunch about a bunch of things that were only related to a specific area and a specific time and a specific person, a specific weapon. And if I can do this research and know this much and Steven Crowder can't, then I've lost all respect for him, or he's scared or a liar. And I don't really respect him at all. Either he's incompetent, a coward, or he's lying.